Hello guys, this is Pap from back at it again, and today we have finally the Pendulum deck. So this is, I actually put in order all of the thoughts and the combos that you have to do with this, but this deck is so freaking consistent, and because of all of the searches you have, skill included, and it puts so much stuff on board. Like, wow, these might be one of the best turn 1 a synchro deck has ever achieved. And we're talking about, of course, a Pendulum deck. The new skill that I don't even remember the name of, but we're gonna see that in a minute. I'm gonna show you the deck list, and of course the replays with the combos. These might be my choice for the cog of this month. But before jumping right into it, guys, just a quick reminder, if you enjoy the content, please leave a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it, and it really helps me a lot. Let's jump right into it. So, I'm here with Odd Eyes Venomous Affection. This is the new skill, right? And yep, this is so cool. So, this thing basically does two things. Right? Or it's just one, technically. No, it's just one, but in one thing there's so much. Like, because you have to reveal one odd dice card, okay, to do this. And once you do that, you can play one performable dice dissolver from your ender deck on the field set, and it gives you a skill that is the Time Gazer Magician already played on the field. Why is that? Simply because you can use the Dissolver's effect, fusion summoning himself and the skill to go directly into your Omni Negation, that is Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon. Now, this thing is just an Omni Negation plus a bouncer when he's special summoned, so it's kinda nice, honestly, especially the fact that the bounce as well is triggered each time it's special summoned, and you can special summon this time even without this thing even without the fusion summon. So this means that when this thing gets sent to grave, for whatever reason it is, little spoiler ahead, you can use this thing for a synchro summon and then make it come back. You have the bounce again, right? How is that possible? How do you get this thing back? Simply, Odd Eyes Arc Pendulum Dragon. Because if an Odd Eyes card you control is destroyed by battle card effect, you can special summon an Odd Eyes monster from your end, deck, or graveyard. Well, this is an Odd Eyes card, it goes into the grave eventually, and you can get it back. Now, let's start from the deck list that is pretty clear, it's pretty simple. One change. If I had the third Odd Eyes Persona Dragon, I would have used the third one instead of the Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon, okay? Because this combo can achieve a tremendous amount of things. It's gonna achieve a ready-to-go Trishula, so a setup for Trishula ready on the field, plus a Omni Negation, that is of course the Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon, and you're gonna have of course the Pendulum monster in your extra deck to return to your deck as a cast for the Vortex Dragon. Another, I think it's actually technically it's a Monster Negation, and it's Odd Eyes Persona Dragon. Monster Negation only for monster special summon from the extra deck, okay? And last but not least, Banshee in the Grave, so that you can activate Zombie Word whenever you want, and trust me, these can mess up a lot of decks. This is WoW, and this is possible only thanks to Riser that came back from the ban list. Now, you can have, of course, the Trishula, and we're playing the Trishula level 9 as a way to make this guy be able to float. We have these as a level 7, maybe when you're pushing and you don't need the ACCEL Synchro. Then I'm playing Beyond the Pendulum because it can be an alternative play. We also have the Nightmare Phoenix, One thing I will change is the unicorn, probably as in the duels never came up, and you can play the level 7 clear wing. That can be super actually useful to protect your dissolver. Maybe eventually you can go into that strat, so probably it's better to play the clear wing instead of the Nightmare Unicorn. And last but not least, you have the Dragon Felgrand. Now, why this guy is here? Well, this guy is here because if somehow something happens to your chance of doing Trishula, for example, you can go into Felgrand as well with your ACCEL Synchro. So you can summon Felgrand in your opponent's turn, banishing one monster your opponent controls or in their graveyard. Simply because Riser becomes a zombie as soon as you activate the effect of Banshee to activate the zombie word. And that's simply wow. And the level 5 is given by Odd Eyes Persona Dragon. So you're gonna have these that as his level changed to 3 because you're gonna send with this effect the Banshee to grave. And so plus the 5 Odd Eyes Persona Dragon, you're gonna have of course access to 8. That's it, guys. I mean, going first it's so consistent, I think, because you have so many searches. You have the Sky Iris that searches, you have the Spiral Flame Strike that searches only the level 7 though, you have the skill that gives you access to the Perform Opus Crowbar Joker, that on summon searches the Noble Dragon Magician. Like, wow, this thing searches so much, that's wow. Plus Sky Iris protects your Odd Eyes cards in your Pendulum Zone with card effects, so that's super nice. They cannot target it, so wow, pretty cool, especially to protect this guy's effect. And honestly, I do love this. I think, again, this is one of the best turn 1 asynchro deck in Duel Links has ever achieved. But now, let's jump right into the replays. Here we go, my boys. First replay against Toons. So let's see what we have. It should be us going first, and this is, I mean, as you can see, even when we have the Odd Eyes Dissolver in end, you can still do the combo. Like, it's not a problem to have the Dissolver in end. Unfortunately, you have just one, and I mean, probably having 2 could help, but not really that much. So the skill, as you can see, I grabbed the School Joker. So ideally, things that you want in end, you want to have the probably 2 pieces of the combo. It is the Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon and maybe another one between the Persona, because in the end you need the School Crowbar Joker, the Noble Dragon Magician, the Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon, the Arc Pendulum Dragon, and the Odd Eyes Persona. So it feels like a 4 cards combo, but it's not really, because the skill literally gives you access to 2 of them. Because it gives you the School Crowbar Joker that on summon will get you the Noble Dragon Magician. So you just need 2 pieces of the combo and you have tons of searchers. That's it. So we got the Vortex Dragon here, and with the Solver and the scale given from the skill. So you went for the Fusion Summon. Then normal summon the Joker to get the Noble Dragon. If you already have the Noble Dragon, go for the Persona Dragon. Ideally, you always want to get with the Joker always one between Noble Dragon and a Dice Persona Dragon. Why? Because the Spiral Flame Strike can give you can search only the level 7 of dice. Okay. At this point, we searched for that. We still need one more monster. So we got the Shooting Riser that on summon will mill the Banshee. Keep in mind, you can't activate the effect of Banshee the same turn you send it to grave. Not because of Banshee, but because of Riser Dragon that says that you can't activate the effect of that monster sent to grave for the rest of this turn. So how do we get the Odd Eyes Persona? Simply with the Sky Iris. So Sky Iris heal will actually fulfill 2 purposes. The first one of getting the Odd Eyes Persona Dragon to hand, and the second also to summon an Odd Eyes Persona Dragon on the field, so that you do not have to pendulum summon it from hand with the Pendulum Summon. So what happens here is that you first search the odd eyes, the generic one. So you first play the arc, then you play the other one so that you can pop it, and these actually will give you the search. With Sky Iris, you can get the odd eyes Persona Dragon, and the second one gets summoned by the effect of the arc. So arc gives you the odd eyes Persona Dragon. Keep in mind here that you just need potentially, I mean, the second odd eyes Persona Dragon on the field, it's not relevant for the Trishula summons. It's just another way, it's another effect negation, monster effect negation, only for monsters special summon from the extra deck, plus is your way to have access to Felgrun eventually, once that zombie word hits the field. Last step here is you play your Odd Eyes Persona Dragon Pendulum Summon here to go into the level 4, so that you have 3+4+4. That is of course Trishula. So that's it. And so the question could be, why do you use Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon? Because he goes to grave. You can always summon this thing back from the grave with the effect of Odd Eyes Arc. That's why. So actually, when it's again your turn, you kind of want this to be in a grave, so that when you special summon him again from the grave, you get another bounce. So that's why he makes sense. So this is turns, not really one of the most popular decks. It's got the bulk mark, so this is just one of the weird matchup that you can have on the ladder. He started with the Toon Word, then used the effect of Toon Dark Magician to draw. I negated that, so we're good for now. He's got though the Kamikand, I guess. Actually, I went for Banshee, as you can see here, to make everyone a zombie. Then Toon Kingdom, and then Kamikand. So I think I misplayed. Once that he activated the Toon Kingdom, I should have gone for Trishula and banish the 2 cards so that Kamikand could have not been activated. But I misplayed. He went for this, and I decided to use the other ACCEL Synchro, because everyone is a zombie now. I can go into Felgrun. That banishes a card, but I forgot it just banishes a monster, and this thing is untargetable because it's treated as a Toon monster. So, and because that's this, so that was a problem. Actually, just that I banished that, the attacks directly, we don't really care. Of course, he does not have an Omni negation because he has no Pendulum monster in the extra deck. Well, I went first into the Beyond the Pendulum, and that was that easy, because at this point I can just get a monster, use the Pendulum Summon to trigger the effect of Beyond the Pendulum, pop a couple of cards that are going to be the Kamikand, of course. So once that I pop those, actually these get saved, but who cares? He loses the monster, he can't do nothing. That's how you do, my boys. There you go. Second duel, we're going second, and this is, for example, to show you how you handle the howitzer. Actually, it's not really that much of a problem. We're gonna make this thing really super quick, simply because this duel is not gonna have the greatest turn 1, but honestly, to have a great turn 1 here, you should have just gone into the Exorcister versions, because if you don't have Exorcister, the turn 1 against Pendulum is just bad. In fact, it's just Howitzer, but Howitzer is not a problem for us, simply because you can negate the float with the Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon. So that's how easy it is, technically. At this point, we're going with the Performable after we have that, and we're having basically the same combo, as you can see here, going for the Riser. Just eventually he has a Kairoid, you know, usually Ancient Gear can play Kairoid, so that's why I was playing around that. So I was doing everything as thinking he has Kairoid in end, so my field was set up even for a potential next turn, as you can see here. In fact, I'm attacking, but I have the ACCEL Synchro Trishula ready. I have the Banshee in the grave to turn everything into a zombie. So it's got just the only Howitzer though, so that I can negate with the Vortex Dragon. And at this point I can go for lethal, and he's got no Kairoid, luckily for me, but actually even if he had Kairoid for next turn, it would have just been super tough for him. That's how you do, my boys. There you go. This is one of the duels you want to see here. This was Dinos the Flare, and he's going second. So remember, the Flare is one of the best deck going second. But now look at this. We have the full combo. Even here, that feels that we just have one Odd Eyes card, because we have tons of searches, as you can see here. So we got the Dissolver first thing first. So what I suggest here, you always go for Vortex Dragon first, right? But when you flip up the Solver, pay attention if he has something activatable. Why? Because if he has a Veiler and he can actually target your Dissolver, you probably want to go into Clear Wing first. That's why I told you maybe it's better to play Clear Wing first. It depends, of course. In this case, I went for the Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon in defense position, then the Script Robot getting the Noble Dragon because you already have the Persona Dragon. Effect reducing the level of Vortex into to summon the Noble Dragon, shooting Riser, sending the Banshee. At this point, Spiral Frame Strike to get the Odd Eyes Arc. First one, then Spiral Frame Strike to get the other Odd Eyes, and this is Sky Iris to summon also the second Odd Eyes Persona Dragon directly on the field, so that you can use the other one already in your hand as a Pendulum skill to go into the level 4 that you need for the Trishula summon. And that's your turn 1. So it's super consistent, honestly. There's actually nothing to say about it. He started with the Necro Flare, of course. Then first thing first, Mycelium Series, right? So he used that, and as soon as this touches the grave, you want to use Banshee. Banshee to activate Zombie Ward, because what happens now? Everything on the field and in the grave is a zombie, so the second effect gets cut out. So, because this says you can banish any number of dinosaur-type monsters from your graveyard, including this card. Well, this is not a dinosaur anymore, so it's a zombie. No second effect. At this point, he went on with the Necroflare, then the Fossil Dig to grab the Baby Ceratosaurus. He normal summons the Oviraptor to search. Guess what? Vortex Dragon says no thank you. You shuffle and negate and destroy. At this point, Revolution the Flare to get the 2 monsters on the field. Nightmare Phoenix to pop the Zombie Ward. Guess what? The other negation of Odd Eyes Persona Dragon to negate that is scooped, but keep in mind we still had Trishula to summon. That's how you do it, my boys. There you go. This was the 3rd win in a row here against a overlay control deck. So this was actually overlay control. I mean, I'm not gonna show you the combo again. I guess it's kind of clear now what this thing does, because it does always the same. It's always Vortex Dragon first, and then Perfor, and then the Skull Robot Joker getting any pieces of the combo you're missing. In this case, the second Persona Dragon, because you want to have double Persona Dragon, especially if you have no Sky Iris. So maybe it's better to show you this, right? So you get the second Odd Eyes Persona. So what you do now is always Riser, always sending the Banshee, always Arc as a Pendulum skill, always one Persona Dragon as a Pendulum skill. And now the difference when you have no Sky Iris is that you use the effect of use the Pendulum summon to summon the level 4 and the other Dice Persona from the hand. That's why I told you during the decklist breakdown that it's better to have 3 Odd Dice Persona Dragon, because Odd Dice Persona Dragon is one thing you want to see in your hand, even in 2 copies. So, right? I hope that is clear. And that's it, actually, now. We have the full combo as always. He started with the normal summon of Aratama that searches, so Vortex says no thank you, negate and destroy. At this point, he has additional normal, actually first Banshee, eventually he has something from grave. Additional normal with Sakitama, touches the field, activates overlay control, network, toggle on, shooting Riser Dragon, 3+4+4 into Trishula, banishes, and that's just that easy. At this point, we just go into Joker, but keep in mind here, even if it's, you can just link summon eventually if you need space, so that's how you do, my boys. There you go. This was my 4th win in a row. I'm not sure probably this was a rank up. Not sure about that though. I'm going second, and this is an ancient gear that actually puts up more of a fight, because it's not only howitzer, as you will see. Actually, there are a couple of things that you need to think about before going for your combos, right? I'm gonna speed things up. This guy is gonna end on a Duel that basically does nothing, and against us, of course, and the howitzer. So what are the problems here? What are the problems here to face? Not the Driller, we don't care. The problem is Fortress, because Fortress says we cannot respond to engineer cards and effect. So that means that when we pop Howitzer by battle, it's gonna float and we can't negate with the Vortex Dragon. So what do we need? What we need here to do is to get rid of the Fortress without destroying it, otherwise he gets a summon from the grave, and then proceeds popping the howitzer, right? So, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So we started with the revealing, getting the silver out, First thing first, all dice Vortex Dragon, in this case in attack position because we wanna lethal here. Then Skullcrawler Joker getting the Persona Dragon, last piece of the combo. Noble Dragon here, special summon. First, in this case I went, as you can see, straight away 3 plus 4 plus 4 into Trishula, level 11, and what you banish? You banish the Driller and the 2 spells, because you don't really care about the... Actually, I would say you can't banish it, right? So that's just it. But you want to banish the Fortress. Then All Dice Arc, Sky Iris, you said that the All Dice Pendulum Dragon just as a card to destroy, and here happens the magic. So you pop the All Dice Pendulum Dragon, Arc activates, and you get back the Vortex Dragon. Now keep in mind that if you had a monster in attack position, here you could use the effect to bounce. Okay. Then we got with the Sky Iris, we got the second All Dice Persona Dragon. So at this point, Pendulum Summon going, in this case, in the extra monster zone for the big boy, because we want to just have lethal, and this as another negation eventually. Howitzer's effect, Vortex Dragon negates, and that's just as easy as it seems. Trishula, all dies, going for lethal. That's how you do it, my boys. There you go. This was a rank up. Last but not least, my 5th win in a row. We have Unchained. This was Unchained. And we're going second, so let's see what these guys have. They have the Link 100% that can link summon with our monster, a couple of back rows, and another monster on the field. So we started with the Dissolver straight away, and then I decided to go with the Skullcrawler Joker because I was afraid of what he had. Here he comes. He went with the Unchained Soul of Rage. So that's why here, guys, it felt like probably I should have gone into Clear Wing Synchro Dragon first to protect the Dissolver. That's why you can play that instead of the Unicorn. So we got the Sky Iris to pop the skill that we don't need to get the second All Dice Persona Dragon. Here it comes. Then the All Dice Arc Pendulum Dragon, and we can Pendulum Summon the level 3 there, the level 7, and then Noble Dragon Magician here to touches the field. 3, 4, 4. I think he was not expecting Trishula, probably. Trishula banishes 3. He used Escape of the Unchained to pop it. That's actually a favor for me, because then we banish everything, and the Trishula floats. So basically, he popped the 2700 to get the 3300. So that's just how cool and easy it is. Trishula floating. That's how you did, my boys. There you go, guys. That was it. I didn't face any, I think I faced only one Red Dragon Archfiend, and I lost because he had the full setup plus a Veiler in end. But basically, the Veiler was the thing. I think with this deck, if you draw the Spiral Frame Strike to go second, you can handle the turn 1, the Resonator turn 1, unless they have even end traps in it. If they have the classic setup plus end traps, I don't think there's probably a deck that can handle that. Maybe on the Ancient Gears, because you can just activate maybe the Fortress and try to play around that. But this deck is super nice. It's super good. Not gonna lie to you, I didn't think it was that good, but it's actually that good. Honestly, I think you can cut up some of the searches for staples. You can definitely play 2 All Dice Arc Pendulum. You can definitely play 2 Sky Iris, 2 Spiral Frame Strike to play more staples to help going second, like Book of Eclipse or like the Droplets. That helps, in my opinion, especially because you don't really need 3 copies of all of this stuff, especially of the All Dice Arc. If you have multiple copies of that, you're not gonna make that much of it, or stuff like Sky Iris. The only thing maybe you could be happy to see in more than one copy is this Spiral Frame Strike, but that's it, especially when you go second, because you can pop up multiple cards. Anyway, guys, hope that was clear. If you have any questions, don't forget to drop them in the comment section down below. Thanks a lot for watching, and as always, see you today in the stream, 5 PM Italy time.